The next lesson is on measures of central tendency, and a lot of people are very familiar with these, mean, median, and mode. And they call them measures of central tendency because these kind of give us an idea of the middle of the numbers, especially the median, or basically they're used as you'll see, they give a general idea of the whole set with just one number. As you'll see in both median and mean, they give a general idea of the whole set with just one number. So that's kind of what they mean by tendency. So the mean, also known as the average, like I said, they give us a general idea of the whole set with just one number. But in this case, we typically will use the mean if there are no outliers. So we talked about outliers a little bit in scatter plots. If there are things that are way beyond what everything else seems to be. For example, if I had, I'm just making up some numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe I get another 3, another 2, then all of a sudden I have a 48. All right. You can imagine the 48 is really going to skew this mean because everything right now kind of seems to be like maybe around 3-ish. But then that 48, I mean, if you're adding these numbers together, 48 is more than all of the other numbers combined, so it's really going to mess up with the average. So that's why if there's an outlier, you typically don't use the mean, but instead you use the median. All right, because if you put these numbers in order and found the median of these, that 48 isn't going to mess it up that much. All right. In fact, let's find the median real quick. So we have to. The one thing that we have to mention about the median is, remember, it's the middle number of a set of ordered numbers. So we have to make sure that the numbers are put in order. So if I have 1, and then it looks like I have 2 2s, and then 2 3s, a 4, a 5, and a 48. So a typical strategy is let's start crossing off numbers from each end until we get into the middle, and you'll see we have 2 numbers in the middle, which isn't a big deal. If you have 2 numbers in the middle, you average them or find what's right in the middle of them. In this case, it's just 3. 3 is right in the middle of 3, so the median is 3, which that 48 didn't really mess that up at all. 3 is a good generalization of this data set. Now, that being said, mode is a lot different than the mean or the median. Mode is basically like we're determining the winner of a vote, or we're finding the majority. If you think of elections, all right, we got a big presidential election coming up this year. Elections are basically finding the mode. All right, so whatever gets the most votes is kind of deemed the winner, as it is the mode. And just a note with the mode is there can be more than one winner. All right, there can be ties. All right, but if everybody gets the same amount of votes, then nobody wins. All right, so it's possible to have more than one mode. It is also possible that no modes exist. All right, so now we're going to take a look at some of the problems you'll see on ALEKS. The first question I'm pulling up here, each of 7 students reported the number of movies they saw in the past year. Here's what they reported: 16, 20, 15, 12, 10, 12, 9. So all the numbers are very similar to each other, and that's why they say let's find the mean number of movies that the students saw. So in this case, we don't have to worry about numbering anything. To find the mean, we just have to add these up. So I'm going to go ahead and take my calculator. 16 plus 20 plus 15 plus 12 plus 10 plus 12 plus 9. And I end up with 94. All right, now this one's nice. We don't have to count because it actually told us there are 7 students. If not, it's not a big deal. We'd have to count them, but we're going to take that 94 divided by 7, and we get 13.428, blah, 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 blah. And they say round your answer to the nearest tenth, so we're going to go ahead and make that 13.4. Tenth being 1 digit to the right of the decimal, and that 2 right after the 4 says let's just keep it a 4. And that makes sense. All right, these numbers, 9, 10, 12, 12, 15, 16, and 20, 13.4 seems pretty reasonable here. So we'll go ahead and hit check. Got that one correct. All right. Another type of problem we're going to see here. All right, this one actually asked what is the median and the mean. All right, so it says a group of 8 students was asked how many hours did you watch the television last week, and here are their responses. I'm going to go ahead and find the mean again real quick. So I've got 17 plus 11 plus 13 and 20 and another 20, 14, and I know 4 plus 4 is 8, so just to speed things up a little bit, I'm going to throw an 8 in there. And there are 8 students here, so 103 divided by 8 gives me 12.875. Once again, they say round to the nearest tenth, and this time the 7 says let's round that 8 up to a 9, so we're going to have 12.9 here. All right, now this is going to be a little interesting here because I don't have anything to write with. They are going to let me do this. Okay, so I'm going to put the numbers in order on this calculator. So I've got 4 and 4, then 11, and normally you would separate these with commas, but I don't have a comma on the calculator, so I'm going to do it with the decimal here. So 4, 4, 11, 13, there's a 14, there's a 17, 20, and another 20. And you can't see me pointing at the screen right now, but what I am literally doing right now is I'm counting all of these. Oh, look at this. I can do it this way. So there's one number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that ensures that I have all of the numbers in here. So it's always important to make sure that you have the correct numbers so you're not missing any. Now I highlighted the first 4 numbers because I know there's 8 numbers. So I know there's going to be 4 bottom numbers and 4 top numbers. So I'm looking at right in the middle of 13 and 14. And as I said, we can average those. We can take 13 plus 14 and divide by 2. Well, most of us know that right in the middle of 13 and 14 is 13.5. But like I said, this is another way, 13 plus 14, and then divided by 2. So I'm just going through this so you can see how the process works if it's not as easy as 13.5. And once again, we've got the correct answer. The last type of question deals with the mode, and these are usually pretty simple. So what I am looking at here is out of these 10 people, I'm counting the 4s. And out of this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. All right, I don't know why the calculator popped up, but that's okay. I'm going to do 4 4s there. Now let's get rid of that. So I've got 4 4s. Let's look at the 7. There's only one 7, so definitely not that. The 6s, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 6s. So that appears the same amount of times as the 4. So we have 2 modes now. And then the 3 only appears once. So we have 4 and we have 6. All right, so it is possible to have more than one mode. I'm going to do one more mode question just to see if anything different pops up here. So in this situation, once again, I see 4 7s and I see 4 8s. This is almost identical to the one that we just had. We're going to separate these with commas. I was looking to see if there's going to be one with no mode. I see 3 0s, I see 3 2s, I see 2 3s, and 1 4. So there's definitely a mode here. Once again, I got one more option here. Let's see if this one works. So I see 2 2s, 3 0s, and 3 4s. No, so we're not finding one that has no modes. But once again, it is possible And actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, look in the answer box right now. I'm just going to make up my own set of data real quick. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. A lot of people get confused and they think, oh, everything appears the same amount of time, so everything is the mode. But that's impossible. Not everything can be the mode. The mode, there has to be a winner or winners, all right? And at the same time, there has to be a loser. If there's no loser, there can't be a mode. So in this case, since all the numbers appear twice, that would be a no mode situation. So just keep that in mind. That might happen from time to time. I think this is a nice review lesson for everybody. I think everybody's comfortable with mean, median, and mode. But if not, you can always reach out for help. Your assignment for Thursday and Friday of this week is going to be called Mean, Median, and Mode on ALEKS. There are 12 questions this week worth a total of 12 points. And if you need any assistance, feel free to Zoom with me during your class time or during office hours. Good luck.